Yeah, Barrister Mbesa, just so we do not repeat, there's something I want you to contribute in this aspect. We've seen Donald Trump speaking so strongly on against the Biden's administration, accusing them for making the borders, particularly in Mexico, open and porous. In fact, according to Donald Trump, Biden has just destroyed the U.S. immigration at the borders. Now, let's look at the fact that um, this intention or action has been questioned very negatively. It would appear that the Biden administration has defied protocols without processing it either via the court or the Congress to get these people back into the United States. What will be the outcome if Trump in November takes over office? Now, our interests here are the Ambazonians that are, what will be the
We will
outcome?
cross that bridge when we get there. We will cross that bridge when we get there. Okay.
But we need to do that speculation. But Mbeseha, please.
Uh, yeah, I think first we must understand the campaign language in American politics. Whatever happens in November, whether Trump is elected or Biden is elected, these people who are being brought back are not going to be affected in any form or shape. That's a fact. That's the law. And so these are some things that we have missed a bit. In 2010, that was October, that was when the last batch of the deportees was put in the plane and flown to Cameroon. There are principles for deporting people in American law, one of which is if they want to deport you, you have the option to tell the American government that is trying to deport you that you're not going back to the country where they want to deport you to. If you exercise that right, they will not take you there. They must look for an alternative country to send you there. So we don't know whether the Trump administration did give that option to the deportees. Whatever was the case, the issue is was a court order. A deportation court order in the United States comes with conditions. Some of it come with you don't show up in the American borders for 1 year, for 5 years. They give a length of time. We don't know whether this order. We don't have the order. We don't know where it had any time limit. But the main issue is after the deportation in October 2020, a new administration came in. That is the Biden administration came in starting January 2021. And the deportations did not stop there. The asylum seeking did not stop because Trump left. They instead continued. But the Biden administration took some steps to mitigate the issue of deportation. In 2022, they passed Congress a law which is the TPS, Temporary Protected Status. Temporary Protected Status prevents you from being deported until the conditions are good. That's why it is called temporary protected. You are temporarily
Yeah.
protected from deportation. And in between, the temporary protected status in 2022 and October 2020, the administration has evidence that some of the people were deported because deportation means you are being sent away against your wish, have
Yeah.
suffered the pain of that deportation. It's not just the human rights group that have reported. No, there's an embassy in Yaoundé
Yeah.
that must support the event. And having realized that it was a mistake, why was it a mistake? Because the whole idea of asylum, the main principle
Yeah.
behind asylum is you are escaping from danger. You are trying to save your life from danger. If
Yeah.
for one reason or the other you didn't make your case, and you were inadvertently put back into that danger from which you were escaping. It
Yep.
is by prudence, it is legally advisable, it is morally
Yep.
acceptable that they repent and bring you back, especially when in the same process there is a protective order, the TPS, preventing
Yep.
deportation from the same group of people, because the TPS applies to Cameroon. And so is there anything wrong with bringing them back? Absolutely no. I had a conversation to say this early this week. Shall everybody, I don't know how many of them were there, if they were 90, 80, whatever number, shall everybody come back here? Certainly not.
Yeah.
Because for you to come back to benefit from it, you have to come forward and show, for example, that when I was deported from the US, I landed in Douala and they caught me and locked me up, or I finally found my way to Batibo or to Nguti or to anywhere, and they followed me there. If you simply went back to your farm, and you're farming, there's no risk to your life, they're not going to come down the cartier looking for you to bring you back to the
Yeah.
United States. So
Yeah.
that is how it works. Again, as President So says, the take home lesson from it, we as Ambazonians, one, Cameroon, two, is that the American government and the world recognizes that the problem is still there. It is even going from bad to worse. Otherwise, the danger
Yeah.
from which they escaped in 2010 and 2020 should have minimized. It has gotten worse. And the US is seeing it. They're acting 2 years after that event. Or 4 years,
Mhm.
even 4 years, 2024. It means the world is seeing the danger that people are faced with living in Cameroon, especially Ambazonians.
Ambassador Mbeseha, just to agree with you, it only explains to us that the fraudulent report by Agbobala's NGO or human rights reports is actually being despised by Americans because they know where to get information. Unfortunately, Agbobala has never had the persecution those deportees faced in any of his reports. If you, I thought we processed one of his reports a couple of weeks ago, and that report was a terrible scam to misinform and probably disinform the international community. I would want to say that this situation gladdens the hearts of Ambazonians because our plight is being noticed and our efforts that we make in communicating our own story by the government sending petitions to the US government and what we do on TV is not being unnoticed.